Hello everyone, this is Rich Conrad at Remax Preferred Choice, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial on DotLoop and specifically how to create a file within DotLoop. And with that, let's begin. Now myself, I typically use Firefox, and then to go into DotLoop, you simply type in www.dotloop.com. That's DOTLOOP.com. Now, when somebody joins our office, we actually create an account for that agent. So what happens? We use your email address as the user ID, and then you yourself will receive a registration email. And in the registration email, it'll request that you create your own password. So I'm going to sign in. I'm going to type in my email address, and then my password. And we're in. Now you yourself, you probably won't see all these icons that you're currently looking at. I'm an administrator for when I say administrator for DotLoop, I'm an administrator within for our office, and that's why I have a lot of the icons that you yourself won't see. But to create a loop, and when I say create a loop, it means create a transaction. You simply just click on create a loop. You type in the property address. So I'm just going to make up a property address, 33333 West Bethany. I hit enter, and the transaction has been created. As you see, when a transaction is created, a folder is automatically created. It's a generic folder just called folder. But at our office, we want to make the naming convention a little bit more detailed. Folder's too generic. What kind of folder? And we typically have three different types of folders we use. You may have a listing folder. You could have an escrow folder, or a private document folder. Now the difference between that would be a listing folder, escrow folder, and a private document folder is that eventually you're going to submit your escrow folders and listing folders to review, so we can review the documents within the folder, whereas your private document folder is just a folder that you look at. You can put just basically items that we don't need to review, but you want to keep that for whatever reason. So to change the name or to rename it, you simply just take your cursor to the drop down arrow right here, click, and we're going to click rename, and I'm going to call this a listing folder. Alright, now I'm also going to create a second folder. We're going to call this escrow folder. So to create a new folder, just simply click on the add folder button, and I'm going to call this escrow. And that's it. So with that, we created the transaction, and we created two files. And that's pretty much all you have to do to create folders within DotLoop. One thing I also want to point out that we do have a status button, and you have different options. We never use private. But when you do create a folder, if it's a listing, you change that from private to active. And if it's an escrow, then we'll simply change that to under contract. So let's say you start off with a active folder, and then later you receive an executed contract. Then you would then change it from active to under contract. And then when that escrow closes and the office receives the commission check, our staff will then change it from under contract to sold, or maybe to leased. As far as archived, if you made a mistake, then that's when you change whatever document you have or the folder to archived. DotLoop does not have a delete button, so the closest we have is archived. And with that ends the tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. My telephone number is 602-316-6319, or I can be reached at richconrad@rmpcaz.com. Hope you're having a great day.